Hey, let's look at the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu and the imperative of justice in Nigeria. Look, this has been a very bothering issue for me. Look, I have decided not to really speak about it, but then the more I ignore to talk about it, the more I sense and feel, the heavy burden on me to actually, lend my voice. As little as my voice may be, it is still important. As little as your voice may be, it is also still important. So, look, the prolonged detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the IPOB group, remains one of the most controversial and divisive human rights and political justice in Nigeria today. It is really sad that for over 7 years, 7 whole years, that this man has been held in government custody while facing charges of treason and terrorism, charges that have yet to result in a definitive conviction or transparent judicial resolution. We just go courts every year. They go courts. My brother, this is it's just terrible. It's just I don't know. This has the capacity to break a human being. 7 years still going to court for something that, it just appears as if it's deliberately stalled to break this man. The extended detention raises a deep concern about Nigeria's adherence to the principles of fairness. It raises great concerns about Nigeria's adherence to equity before the law and due process as enshrined in the Constitution and in international human rights conventions. The inconsistency in the government's approach to justice, is particularly troubling. While Mr. Nnamdi Kanu remains incarcerated, the same state apparatus has granted amnesty to violent bandits and insurgents, bad guys like, it's not even funny, like terrible, bad people responsible for widespread killings, kidnappings, and destructions across the country. And then one would think, wouldn't you be calling this selective leniency? Where, somebody who's, somebody does a certain thing and gets treated a certain way, and then the other person does something different and gets treated another way. Look, this just shows that, public confidence is undermined. In a state where, we should have serious commitment to the rule of law. When peaceful agitators are treated more harshly than armed terrorists, the moral foundation of justice begins to erode. Now, we may, as we all know, really, look, justice delayed is definitely justice denied. The slow pace at which this Nnamdi Kanu's trial is going, combined with perceived executive influence over judicial proceedings, has turned what should be a legal matter into a political standoff. People are now feeling like it might be something about the where he comes from. Detaining an individual indefinitely without conclusive judgment, it contradicts the presumptions of innocence and violates fundamental human rights. But what are we doing about it? Nothing. and they say, if Nigeria never happened to you, you no go know. Or if Nigeria never happened to you, you will not stand up to say, oh, look, this is not good. And look, to restore fairness and credibility, the Nigerian government should take decisive steps, and they should do the following things. They should ensure an impartial and expedited judicial process, free from any political interference about this case or about any other case. As a matter of fact, Mr. Nnamdi Kanu should be released. If they cannot secure a conviction, release him. Let him go home. That's what the rule of law says. Let him be released in accordance with the law. If you cannot, indict him, if you cannot make rulings against him beyond reasonable doubt, release this man. Let him go home to his family. He's got family, he's got a wife, he's got children. And the government, look, agitations is a human right. People have the right to agitate. People have the right to protest. So if the government starts to see people's agitations as, oh, you're working against the government, you are fighting the government, then we're in trouble. Next minute you're agitating, the next minute you're in Kuje prison or you're in DSS. We are in big trouble. Then what do they then do? They need to, adopt a consistent justice framework. We are all citizens, irrespective of your your ethnicity or your ethnic allegiance or your ideology or your region where you come from, are treated equally before the law. Let us rebuild trust in the judiciary and security institutions through transparency, accountability, and respect for human rights. Because nowadays, when somebody talks about courts, the court system, you will see people just look sideways and go, oh, really? Because the judiciary, I don't know, without being disrespectful to our, very important arm of the government, judiciary, but it then appears as if they actually have no power. Because we have seen things, that's happened where they have made rulings and security agencies which form the executive arm of the government never respected it. Like I say again, justice delayed is justice denied. The Nigerian state must start to demonstrate that it governs by law and conscience, not by selective prosecution or political expediency. Releasing Nnamdi Kanu today, or at least ensuring a fair and timely judicial resolution, let me tell you what it's going to do. It's going to uphold, it will not only uphold justice, but it will send out a signal, of a renewed commitment to unity, peace, and democracy in this country. This is what we need to do as a country. The Nigerian government, this is what they need to do. Whether or not it falls on a deaf ear or on deaf ears, I don't know. But if everybody is going to come out here and say something about this issue, maybe they will start to listen. Please subscribe to this channel, and lend your voice out there, because the way we are going, it's not very good. Till I see you on the next one, it's your boy Ike.